Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all safe and well after this lockdown. Unfortunately I couldn't do much over the last month or so, especially as we had a case within the family as well. So hopefully I can resume with my journey around Halifax. So I'm starting where I left off. This is the corner of Princess Street and Crossley Street, and as you can see we have the magnificent town hall there. As I come down and show you the corner that I am, so this is the hotel, which of course used to be or started off as a building society, and I don't know whether you can read it over the door there. It was the Halifax Permanent Building Society. So today I'm going to walk up to the last street, which is Commercial Street, or as my mum, bless her, used to call the street with the banks, because it's mostly full of bank buildings, so there's no shortage of cash points. So if you're ever in Halifax, it's always a useful point to head to Commercial Street, and you'll be sure to find a cash point. So to get to there, I'm actually going to go through the car park of the town hall, because what we have here is what's called the golden box, which they were painted golden. I think it's I've forgotten the lady's name, Hannah Cockcroft, who was of course is a wheelchair athlete, I should say, and a very good one, and wins medals for GB. Okay, so I'm going to head towards firstly the upper part of Broad Street, because this I'm sure will have memory for people. So where you can see the Premier Inn, that used to be a really big car park, and of course a car boot sale used to be held there, and of course it is now part of Broad Street Plaza. So if you remember, the bus station is down there, and that sort of goes on to Winding Road. Okay, so this is the upper part of Broad Street. So I remember this as the Odeon Cinema, and long time ago, in the middle of this there was a big roundabout. So if we look towards, there's actually a bigger roundabout on the other side, which I will drive round once. I feel sort of confident within the circumstances. Of course that takes you to the other parts, which is Bradford, Leeds, and of course Keighley and places like that. Okay, so on towards Commercial Street. So once again we have maps to help you, guide you. So this is the start of Commercial Street, so lots of different buildings of different ages. So the Yorkshire Bank, a little bit of a retro building built around the 1930s, I think, once again. So unfortunately many of these shops open, although this seems to be doing well as vitamin supplements. Okay, hairdressers, cash converters, sign of the times. Okay, so back to Crossley Street where I was before, and again showing my age, I remember this as the British gas office, and think the YMCA used to be further down. There's still a sign there. Like if I would zoom over on this side, for those of you that like the nightlife, the Acapulco up there. The building on the ground floor isn't occupied anymore, but it's been used for all sorts of purposes. Remember it as a supermarket as well, actually, Hitchens. So if we look at the next building, it's home to NatWest. Again, a splendid period building, no doubt. Again, late 19th century. On the corner, I don't know what purpose it is now, but in my time it used to be the TSB Bank. Okay, if I come back on this side, various outlets, mostly food. Okay, so we'll come through these streets at a later point. I do like this building. Okay, so if you look down there, that's where the Borough Market was, and H. Samuel has been there a long time, one of the traditional ones, but unfortunately quite a number of empty shops as well. This street is called Crown Street. As I zoom across again, so a lot of the retailers changed over time. Where William Hills is used to be a famous stationers. I don't know if anybody remembers Jowett and Sowry, I think they were called. Oh dear, the sun's very much in our eyes here today. I think what I'll do is I'll go across actually, then the sun won't be. So as I say, a whole host of banks. So we've had NatWest, TSB, and we have HSBC over here. So this street is called Commercial Street. Okay, still some traditional service providers. So Timpson's, of course, get your keys cut, etc. And there used to be a number of building societies on here, but again they've changed hands, changed use. Okay, credit union again, sign of the times. But I really like this building coming up. It is a splendid building of Lloyd's. Before I show you that, where this Shaw Hardcastle is, that used to be the Bank of Scotland. So I'm going to try and cross over again. So I'm now into sort of over there is George Street, and that area, which I will film another time as well, is called George Square. Again, we can't see it from here, but there is the Nationwide. But this, for me, is a splendid building. Okay, it started life off as a private bank called Rawson Bank, which you might have seen on the television series. So, and there's some really splendid buildings around here. So what we have next on the other side of that, which is Rawson Street, and a family-run department store called Harvey's. Okay, so the last of those types of retailers. On this side now is another splendid building, and it used to house the post office, but unfortunately they've sort of rationalised and moved into smaller premises. So Rawson Street has some splendid buildings as well, including what's known as Somerset House, which is further up there, and I will make other videos where I come down some of these streets. So as I say, this is Harvey's, a department store, and as I keep reminding you, this is Commercial Street, so it has lots of banks and building societies. And of course I think I'll go across again because the sun is getting in my eyes again, and get a better view of the present day Halifax Bank, as it's known as, but of course started life off as a building society. So next to Harvey's on this side, yet another bank, a queue for the Cash Point and Barclays. So I'll go back on the other side. So that's the Halifax again, and good to see a lot of these surviving. Most of these businesses have sort of survived because of what's at the end of this street, which is the Victoria Theatre. Okay, so we are coming almost to the end of Commercial Street. So what you see ahead of you, so some people describe it as the most ugliest building, but for me, you know, it's a real statement, because it really shows a sort of power, if you like, or the architect's mind. And I think that's a really, if I can get out of the sunshine, splendid building, which of course houses, it used to be the Halifax Building Society, but since they've taken over, that's now part of Lloyd's, but of course they've kept the brand name. So I'll come back here again, some of the retailers at this end of Commercial Street. So if I zoom down there, if you remember, that was used to be part of Woolworths, so you can actually see a name there, Alexandra Building. Okay, and this is I think it's called Alexandra Street as well. Okay, so I'm going to go towards the end to show you the Victoria Theatre. This whole area, of course, is known as the Victorian Quarter. Okay, so we're coming almost to the end, and I'll keep showing you this building because I'm, as a Halifax person, I'm quite proud of it, but unfortunately it does stick out compared to the other buildings. So, you know, we all have our opinions. So I'm going to stand on the corner here and pan round again. There used to be a roundabout here for us oldies, so that's a magnificent building there. And of course it has shown many famous pantomimes, and many artists have appeared there. So once again, for those of you that are used to the nightlife, that is a nightclub, and it's had various names. Again, in my time it used to be a cinema. So we are actually at the top of Ward's End and Horton Street. Okay viewers, I'm going to end it there. I hope you've enjoyed the latest video. I'm sorry it's been a long time, and thank you very much for those that continue to watch the videos which I uploaded. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and share my videos. And until the next time, it's Allah Hafiz, and look after yourselves, stay safe, goodbye.